Well, the Commonwealth Games have been tarnished again today with another athlete failing a dope test. This time it was Jamaican hurdler Robert Foster. When will the message get through? And at the main stadium today, the women's high jump was contested. Two New Zealanders, Tracy Phillips and Tanya Dixon, Nee Murray, were in action. Tanya looking to defend her title, won in spectacular fashion at Auckland. We pick it up as the medals are about to be decided.
Deborah Marty of England. Oh, yes, she's over as well. Pressure jump. So that's 2 over.
Debbie Marty's absolutely delighted with that clearance. Good position coming into the bar. She attacks it, she gets good extension off that takeoff right foot. Although she just brushes it as she goes over, it bounces up and down, but importantly it stays there. And to say she's delighted is an absolute understatement.
So there's the record of Debbie Marty from England. And she's on the runway in that study of concentration. We know what a good competitor she is. Never better shown than at the Commonwealth Games in Auckland. Also the New Zealand triple jump champion, Tanya.
Is that right?
Oh, she's a great competitor, all right. Look at it, it's still wobbling, but it's safely up. And Tanya Murray, Tanya Dixon, let's get it right. For a while she called herself Tanya Dixon Murray, but this was a superb effort.
Ah, this is concentration personified, then put into action. She clears that bar. This time she doesn't make the mistake of being lazy on those feet. She flicks them up over the bar, and I think the face tells the story, Keith, don't you?
Alison and Verity. That is super jumping by Inverarity. First over at 191, now first over at 1.94 m.
Well, it was interesting to watch that one, Keith. Some run-ups have a steady increase in pace to the takeoff position. Alison actually comes in, controls the first part of her run-up, and then accelerates into the last 3 strides so that she's absolutely at top momentum when she hits that takeoff position. And she just flew over that bar at 194.
Charmaine Weaver's second attempt. This is higher than she's been this year. Tanya Dixon in the background. Oh, pressure jump, and Charmaine Weaver's goes over at 194. Tremendous competition.
Yeah, this was a much better attempt. She placed her run-up so that the takeoff foot was just that little bit further away from the takeoff position. Went up, curled over the bar, flicked the feet over, and she was really pleased with that one. And the crowd here are absolutely taken in by this high jump competition. There's a good crowd, and they're all watching these high jumpers perform. If I had some money and I was a betting man, I think I might go slightly towards the South African on this attempt.
Oh, what a tremendous attempt, and what great disappointment for Charmaine Weavers. But that's a very brave silver medal for Weavers and South Africa.
You'll see from the slow motion replay, that was a really brave event. She came in, she attacked the bar, good takeoff position. She throws the body out and just clips it. The hips just weren't tall enough, but that was a really brave attempt by Weavers of South Africa. Bad luck, but the silver medal is very safely and securely in her hands.
Now Alison and Verity, third and final attempt at a new Games record. Well, I think it was her best attempt of the three. But she takes the gold medal. My word, this is a top Australian team in all sports here at the Games, and yet another gold medal going Australia's way today. So, John, that was a very much higher standard than we had 4 years ago, and Tanya Dixon jumped better than she did 4 years ago, but could only finish fourth.
Yes, it was bad luck for the New Zealander, because 191 would have won it comfortably. She won it with 188 in Auckland, but here it was just good enough for fourth place. A super performance, but I feel very sorry for the South African, because I think on balance she had the best attempts at 197, and that last one was very close.
More sporting success for the Inverarity family. Alison's father is former Australian Test cricketer John Inverarity. No joy for Tanya Dixon, but she gave it a good nudge. At the Velodrome today, Australian Kathy Watt was looking for her fourth gold medal in the women's points race. Two Kiwis, Jackie Nelson and Sarah Ulmer, were hoping for New Zealand's first gold at the track.
Now there's the gun, and this is the start. And the 75 laps start now. And just to remind you, after we start the sprints, they will come every 7 laps, 5 points, 3 points, 2 points and 1 point, with those points doubled for the last sprint of the race. And now you're seeing the attacks are going to begin, because there are those riders who don't want to wait for points, which will go for a lap on the track. And Sarah Ulmer is the girl on the attack, the 18-year-old from Auckland, who already has a silver medal in the pursuit. And if you let this young lady go on her own, then you mightn't see her again, because she's pretty much an expert in points riding. She's the world champion in the points competition. She won that title about 2 weeks, no, a little bit more, about a month ago in Ecuador. And a lot of support here for the New Zealand riders, as off on the attack goes Sarah Ulmer. And at the head of the pack, we have the lady from Barbados, who is 5th in the women's sprint here, Esther Miller. And she's been passed now by England and Australia. But look at this gap, and they can't afford to let this happen, I'll tell you, because she'll go very, very quickly. Kathy Watts knows the difficulty. She moves up into 2nd place, and she comes in now behind the England rider Yvonne McGregor, the British champion. She has 3 British championships to her credit this year, Yvonne McGregor. We're very disappointed with her performance in both the team time trial and the road race. 51 laps from the finish now. Jacqueline Nelson comes through for New Zealand at the bell. Now she's got a gap. She must try and go for this one now and get the 5 points. It would give her 8 overall. As Kathy Watt tries to bring the main field around, but she's got also a New Zealand rider, Sarah Ulmer, on the wheel as the counter-attack comes through from England. And that's Sally Hodge who's going through. So Sally Hodge is trying to catch Jacqueline Nelson for the points, but Jacqueline Nelson will take the 5 here. And very easily done too. Hodge gets 2nd place, and then in 3rd place we saw Rachel Victor, and Watt took 4th. Now the girls have slowed down here, and this is going to be just what Yvonne McGregor wants, to take the lap, and she will go 1 up. And that is a fine piece of riding, and the crowd appreciate that as she comes through very, very smoothly. She doesn't have the highest points total, but she now leads this race by a clear lap. In fact, McGregor only has 5 points. She will make no more unless she wins the points now, because she's back in the field. You must score from the front. Sprint this time. McGregor 1 lap up. Pace has slowed down again, and it's only 6 laps to go. And I would say now that Yvonne McGregor is going to salute the crowd as champion of the first 25 kilometres points race for women in the Commonwealth Games, because it took her more than 6 laps to lap the field. Nobody will be allowed to do that now. There are 5 laps to go. The race being led by Maria Lawrence, now trying to guard the attacks that would surely come. Well, they should come, but I think they're not going to come. The girls are resigned to 2nd and 3rd. And 4 laps to go now. Yvonne McGregor is cruising to the gold medal. And it will go to the last sprint, because there are double points on the last sprint for silver and bronze. And the England team now keeping the pace high to make sure that nobody lifts the pace anymore. Sally Hodge is 2nd at the moment with 26 points. Kathy Watt is 3rd with 22. The lap back. In fourth place, also with 22, is Nelson. He's put it down to the double point at the end, and fifth is Sarah Ulmer with 13. So this double point is going to be absolutely crucial. 10 points for the winner of the final sprint, and it's 2 laps to go. So the medals will be decided for silver and bronze on the last sprint. Just to remind you that Yvonne McGregor is 1 lap ahead and need not participate in the end sprint because she's won the race by gaining a lap and scoring only 5 points so far. But in the battle for points to split the second and third place, Sally Hodge of Wales has 26. Kathy Watt of Australia is equal with Jacqueline Nelson on 22. And Ulmer is there too with 13 and could just squeeze in with the right result. 1 lap to go now as the sprint starts. This is going to be an absolute cracker as they go down the back straight now, and it's neck and neck. Australia and New Zealand are trying for the door points as Nelson comes clear. Nelson, if she gets 10 points, I think will give her the silver medal as Jackie Nelson gets the silver medal with 10 points. Sarah Phillips, and in that order, and in fact, Catherine Watt may have just got 2 points for finishing fourth. But the gold medal, and that's the reason for the smile there on Doug Daly's face, will go to England, with Jacqueline Nelson of New Zealand taking the silver medal. And we'll have to wait for the judge's decision on the third place, but I think it will go to Sally Hodge of Wales.
Yes, that's how it happened. England first, New Zealand second, and Wales third. A great effort by Jackie Nelson, a silver to go with her bronze in the 3,000-metre individual pursuit. After the race, she gave a special mention to Sarah Ulmer, her teammate who finished fifth. Jackie says Sarah did a lot of the groundwork for her during the event. Well, after the break, we're back at the velodrome for the men's points race. Stay with us.